the U.S. men's national team takes on Panama tomorrow night in the semifinal match of the CONCACAF Nations League. I'm really excited to see our guys take on their first high-stakes match under Mauricio Pochettino. Yes, we've seen them play in the October window, but that was friendlies, and we saw them play in the November window, but that was a two-leg quarterfinal. Now we're talking about knockout round soccer, where things are going to be much more intense, and it is truly a must-win game. Our history against Panama is very favorable for us, where we hold an 18-3-7 record, but things have not been so straightforward lately. While we won our most recent matchup against Panama in the October window, that was just a friendly. A 2-0 win is a 2-0 win, but ultimately it was just a friendly and it wasn't the most competitive environment. If we look back at our most two recent competitive matches against them, things have not been so straightforward. We have actually lost to Panama in the 2023 Gold Cup and the 2024 Copa America. While I didn't want to put too much stock into the result in the 2023 Gold Cup, we have to give it a little bit more of a look. Yes, it was a B to C roster, but once they came in and beat us in the Copa America as well, we have to take a larger look at things and realize that Panama might just have our number in competitive matches. And ultimately, I worry that that home field advantage might be gone. They've beaten us at home before. What's to say in their minds that they can't do it again? Yes, it was a different manager. Yes, the team is in a different place now, but we have largely the same players on the field. They now have every single right to think, I can frustrate Tim Weah. I can lock down Christian Pulisic. I can contain Weston McKennie. We can't let that mindset sink in for them. We need to make them fear us early. And to do that, we're going to talk about a few keys to the game that are really going to help the U.S. men's national team control the flow of things and hopefully dominate. The first, and I'm going to say the most important key to the game, is to take our chances early. Panama is likely to come out and try and hit us in the mouth Tim Weah style early, and they really want to take the game to us in the first 10 to 15 minutes. This will ultimately leave them vulnerable to counterattacks and to us building through the spaces that they're going to leave in between their lines when they try and attack us and bring the game into our third. We can really take advantage of a fast break when they're spread out. If we can take that chance early and put the ball in the back of the net, they have to stay open. They have to try and play with us throughout the full 90 or until they draw level. Ultimately, they can't. Panama does not have the quality and the depth of players to play with us in an open match. No disrespect to them, but they just don't. There are levels to the game, and we have a much higher level. Beyond that first 10 to 15 minutes, Panama is likely to bunker in a low block and will try and play for a draw and even try and get us into penalty kicks in the late stages of the game. At most, they're going to try and hit us on a quick counterattack, but realistically, if they make it through that first 15 minutes and the score is 0-0, I don't see Panama investing much into their attack. They're going to try and sit low and really just absorb all the pressure that we give them and try and frustrate us on more than one level. Again, if we take that chance early and force them to play with us, we can really take advantage of the difference in levels between our players. The second key to the game is to match their level of physicality. Panama has come a long way in terms of how they play tactically and technically under Thomas Christensen. They want the ball a lot more than they used to, but we have the ability to dominate a technical, tiki-taka, quick style of play. They know that, but where they can match us is in their size and their physicality. We need to be up for the fight. The version of our team prior to Mauricio Pochettino's leadership was not. I think we are now, and this game is where we prove it. I would not be surprised to see a lot of really hard crunching tackles, obviously from Tyler Adams, but also from Weston McKennie, and I hope that we can see a very fiery Christian Pulisic get in some players' faces. I would love to see that. I think that when he is playing that way, he's playing at his best, and that will spread to the rest of the team as well. Our third key to the game is making Coco Carrasquilla frustrated. He is the heart and soul of their team. He is their engine. He runs their midfield, and when Coco plays well, Panama plays well. When he plays poorly, Panama suffers. If we can make it difficult for him, we will make life very difficult for the rest of the Panamanian team. When we do this, I would expect to see him and the rest of the team get frustrated, and hopefully we can draw them into some rough fouls and get them playing on yellow cards where they have to tone back their physicality and be a little bit more cautious about how they go into tackles at the risk of going down a man. If we can force them to play a less physical, more passive game, the entire Panamanian game plan is going to fall apart. Now let's move on to how our team is going to line up. And unfortunately, we have had some changes to my roster prediction video due to players pulling out of camp with injuries. First and foremost, A-Rob is no longer with us in this camp. He suffered an injury, so he is not going to be in our starting lineup. And I think this is a very big blow to us. With that being said, Joe Scally, in my mind, is going to move to the left, and Tim Weah is going to be our right back in this semifinal round. Yunus Musa stays on that right wing, and Pulisic now fills in for where Tim Weah was and is on our left wing. Christian's move out of that number 10 central attacking midfielder position brings Weston from that 8, and he is now our creative attacking number 10. And filling in for Weston as that number 8 box-to-box midfielder, I believe is going to be Tanner Tessman. Tanner is going to pair up with Tyler as that double pivot where Tyler does stay a little bit more at home, but I think that they are going to be a very effective pairing. While I think that Gio could make a big difference here and really help us get through that low block that I anticipate Panama uses, I don't think he gets the start. Poch likes people that he has seen and trusted, and if you all remember, he gave Tanner Tessman really high praise in the post-game interview in the November window. So I think that he's going to use this opportunity to get another look at Tanner, an extended look at him, and see how he pairs with Tyler and Weston in that midfield. I will say, I think that Gio comes on as a sub for us, and he does get significant minutes in this match. Ultimately, I think that he has to. This is potentially the only look that Mauricio Pochettino is going to get at Gio Reyna before the World Cup. Gio may or may not be available for the Gold Cup based on his club situation. If he's with Borussia Dortmund, they could choose not to release him because he will be playing in the Club World Cup over the summer. Or if he gets the move that we all really hope he does, he could be spending the preseason with his new club to lock down a starting position for the following year. I'd love to see him this summer, but if he needs to spend preseason with a new club to really solidify his place and earn him minutes consistently leading into the World Cup, I'll live with it, and we will have to do without over the summer. So I think that forces Poch's hand a little bit, and he has to give Gio some significant time, especially in a game like this where we may have to pick a lock, and Gio can do that better than most on this team. All right, now let's talk results. And before A-Rob went out, I would have said that we are going to dominate this match and that we come away with potentially a 3-0 victory. And a clean sheet would be the minimum expectation for us to walk away with, even if we don't put 3 on the board. Now that he's out, I think both our offense and defense will suffer a little bit. We all know his quality on the defensive side of the ball. We all know he can track back and make tackles and break up plays. But this is a man that has 10 assists in the Premier League from the left back position this season. There's no way that we don't feel that loss on the offensive side of the ball as well. Panama cannot ignore a player like that. And now, unfortunately, they don't have to worry about him. With that being said, I think we score 1 goal less and are susceptible to giving up 1, which will make this a very tight 2-1 match against Panama. I think it ends 2-1 in regulation and we are through to the finals, but it's not as comfortable as it would have been if A-Rob were playing. All right, guys, that's everything I've got for you today. That's my preview of the U.S. men's national team semifinal match against Panama. I'm really looking forward to seeing our guys go out and hopefully have a really strong showing in the first competitive knockout round game under Mauricio Pochettino. Leave a like and a comment in the comment section down below. Let me know your thoughts. How does our lineup change now that A-Rob is out? Do you pivot in a different way? Do we go with a different formation? Let me know your thoughts. And leave a score prediction in the comments as well. I'm curious to see what everybody else thinks. Are the U.S. men's national team going through to the finals with a big W, or is this going to be a very tight matchup? Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.